What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all can hear me fine. It's gonna be a shaky video, man. So you probably don't want to watch. You might just want to listen. But this is pretty much just a rant, man. This is pretty much two parts to it, which is pretty much you got all these drivers now, man, that are, a lot of them are YouTubers, at least the ones that I watch on YouTube, that are saying, "Oh, I'm selling my truck because the market is bad." Right? That's the first part. So then they find themselves posting their truck for an outrageous price. Second part, right? So you're selling your truck because you can't really make money, but you're saying it's hard out here for truck drivers, man. We can't make money out here as truck drivers, so I'm getting out of the business. I may come back later when it gets better, but as of right now, the market is bad. I am getting out of trucking. I am selling my truck. But then you go and sell and post your truck for sale for an outrageous price as if, oh, well, I'm doing bad, but somebody out there is going to get a good deal on this truck. But who's to say that other person isn't also doing as bad? Because you just said that like nobody can be out here making money. You just said it. Nobody's out here making money. Everybody's doing bad. So what makes you fix your fingers to post your truck for sale for so fucking much is what I'm trying to understand. And then if people call you out on your outrageous price, you get mad. You know, like for example, me, I don't plan to sell my truck. But in the event I was to ever sell Big Daddy, mind you, overhaul the engine, rears, and everything on the engine has as of lately has been changed from air compressor, alternator, starter, water pump, fuel lines, coolant lines, rears, brakes, tires. Even the inside, I've done stuff to the inside, and then I'm planning to do my 13-speed swap next month, and all bushings, bearings, U joints, all this stuff I'm planning to do next month on this truck, and I still don't see this truck being worth any more than like 50K, man. Just being realistic to you guys. I mean, I get like you want to shoot high and let somebody lowball you so you both can feel like you got a deal, but like goddamn, you start so high to where like it's just outrageous. Like I'm not gonna waste my time on you. That's just me, you know. I've reached. I remember there was a guy selling a W900 out here in my area, and I reached out to him like, "Yo, cause like we was asking him on Facebook like, "Yo, what's the price? What's the price? Call me, call me, call me." And this is a truck that needs work, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up with the truck? Like, what's the price?" Oh, I'm looking for 60,000. I'm like, "Oh hell no!" I told him straight up on the phone like, "Bro, you're not getting no 60,000 for this truck." Oh man, well I'm willing to hear offers. I said, to be honest with you, man, I can't even give you an offer because you're so high that if I offered you what the truck is actually, I feel the truck is actually worth from what's going from the information that's given to me, you'd probably feel insulted, because realistically, I mean the truck was a well, I'm trying to remember what year, maybe a '94 or '96 W900. It had a 12.7 in it and a 10-speed or maybe a Super 10, but it needed mechanical work. The truck hadn't been on the road for years. It was going to need tires, brakes, and I want to say it was something else major that needed to be done to it. I don't remember what it was because it's over a year ago. But I mean, realistically, man, I would have paid him like maybe 20, maybe 25 if he was just pushing the envelope. But when he said 60 something, I'm like, nah, man, you tripping. Like, you're not gonna get that. I'm sorry. So it's it's also kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's like, oh, it's like the way I'm looking at it, man. It's like y'all trying to. It's kind of like discouraging. There we go, discouraging for current drivers that's wanting to be an owner op to tell them like, man, don't buy a truck right now because the market's bad. But then now you got all these trucks for sale, and you got some decent price trucks. You got some trucks that got going for like real good deals, and then you got the overpriced trucks. And I'm just like, in my opinion, if you were gonna sell your truck, you should have sold it when everybody was selling trucks for like the high. Like that was your time to sell your truck because even then the market was still kind of shitty, so nothing has really changed in the last year in rates from what I could tell. I ran the low board all of last year or majority of last year from January to September, I was running off the load board. Granted, I wasn't running OTR, I was running local, but I was still running off the load board. But then the same guys that are sitting here saying, "Oh man, the rates suck," no truck driver is out here making money, decides to post his truck for sale for an outrageous number, and it's multiple YouTubers that have done this and are doing this. And in my opinion, I think they're looking for sympathy from their subscribers for somebody to say, "Oh man, I want to be cool with this dude so bad. I sympathize with him. I'm willing to pay him what he's asking for his truck." And it's not worth it, you know. So for people who don't really know trucks, I've always said I don't want to overpay for a truck. You know, I've been following truck prices, let's say since 2015. I've been following truck prices from Century classes, Columbias, Classics, Cascadias, T680s, like the normal trucks that you usually see for sale. 379s, W9s, you know, like majority of these trucks, I could look at a truck and tell you honestly around what it's worth. This is not including any money that a person may or may not have put into the truck. And a lot of people don't understand about a 60 series. Even if the truck has been overhauled, it really doesn't raise the value of that truck that much more. You know, like this truck right here, like I said, with everything I've done to this truck, if I was to sell Big Daddy today, I probably wouldn't sell this truck for no less than about 45K. That's just being realistic. In my opinion, I feel like it's being realistic. Overhauled engine, everything on the engine has been replaced. All my parts, majority of the parts are from Freightliner, like the major parts, starter, alternator, water pump, fuel pump, all through Freightliner, still got warranty on them. Turbo through Freightliner, still got warranty on it. You know, stuff like that. But for me to say I'm gonna post my truck for 80,000 and let somebody talk me down, that's outrageous. Because if I'm posting it for 80,000, I'm looking for somewhere close to it. So when you hit me up asking me about the truck and then you say, "Hey, I'll pay you 30,000 for the truck," now it's like, you know, I'm gonna feel insulted. And this is just speaking in general. It's like now you're gonna feel insulted because, well, I'm asking 80. Why would you offer me 35 instead of? But you know, these guys aren't realistic, and they're too. They have too much sentimental value in a truck that's supposed to be a tool used to make money. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my truck. I love my classic. I do. But at the end of the day, this truck is a tool that I use to make money. And I had to teach myself that. And actually, I learned that from another owner operator, another fleet owner, who was like, "Man, do not get attached to that truck." You know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen. Because look at me, man. At first, I did not want to pull a heavy load with this truck. I wouldn't do it. But look at me now. I'm grossed at almost 84,000 pounds, you know what I'm saying, all night running. You know, and don't get me wrong, I love this truck. I'm still going to continue fixing this truck up. My plan is to make this truck a show truck. You know, now when it's in show truck status or show truck condition, then yeah, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you should be asking for some serious money if this is a show truck. But if you got a truck that's, you know what I'm saying, like my truck, paint's faded, the frame looks a little crazy, all dirty and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I got Alcoa rim on the outside and steels on the inside. The steelies look all rusted. You know, the chip in the paint, the hood's lopsided. Like when you have stuff like that, like how I don't understand how people can sit there and ask for all this money, but say, "Oh, you shouldn't really worry about what the truck look like. You should worry about actually making money with the truck." Well, if that's the case, why would I spend $100,000 on your truck that look like shit when I can go buy a used running truck for 15K? Because if y'all don't remember, this truck right here, I paid $12,000 for this truck when I bought it. The day cab paid $12,000 for that truck when I bought it. You know, and this truck, I mean, I'm not saying it looks better now, but it didn't look this good when I bought it. You know, it didn't have the visor up there, it didn't have the bumper, the grill, the headlights. You know what I'm saying? The tanks were dirty, the tires were flat. I mean, like the inside was dirty. You know, it didn't look at the way it looks now. You know, and I set this truck up to be comfortable for me. But who's to say if I decide to sell this truck that the person that buys it, who's to say that they don't want the visor on the truck, or they don't want the lights with the bumper on there? You know, and they want it just original. I mean, hey, so if you're a new driver or a new or an inspire, you want to be an owner op. Be careful who you watch, man, because there are still ways out here to make money. Now, for example, I'm doing tankers. I do pretty good if you ask me. People out there in the oil field, pretty sure they're doing pretty good, you know. And when I say that, it just all depends on what what I'm saying, your definition of what's doing good as far as the amount of money you're making. Um, you got guys doing oversized, heavy haul. Um, just there's other dimensions out there, or excuse me, other commodities out there that you can pull in trucking and still do pretty good. You might have to step outside your comfort zone because me pulling tankers, man, I never wanted to pull a tanker. I always said I'd never pull a bomb down the road, but look at me now, man. I'm full baby face right now. Like my face is shaven. I even cut my mustache. Hey, that shit'll grow back, and if it don't, oh well. I'm making money right now. So you're an aspiring owner operator, man. You want to buy your own truck. If you got money in the bank right now to buy one, my opinion, the time is now to buy. Now, it might not be the time to actually put it to work unless you're going to do something that's you know, outside of dry van and reefer and just regular flatbed. Don't get me wrong. I know some reefer drivers that's still bringing in 4 to 5K a week. I know some flatbed drivers that's bringing in 4 to 5K a week. But they are hustling. Look at me. I'm hauling tankers, man. I'm home. I'm run throughout the night. I'm home during the day. And I'm cool with it. It fits the schedule that I need. I don't have no real complaints with my schedule. Now, you're gonna buy a truck. Let's say you go buy a truck for $50,000, and then you pull a dry van. If you're gonna lease that truck on somewhere, you want to be with someone that has dedicated freight, man. You don't want to lease a truck on with somebody and then you're running off the load board or they're running it off the load board in the market that's going on right now. That is my opinion, though. I know a lot of guys out there that are running off spot market and they're doing pretty good, but I know more that's doing bad than that are doing good. So make sure you listen to what I said, man. At that last part, if you're gonna put a truck to work, you want to try to put it on with somebody that has dedicated freight. You don't want to sit there and put it on with somebody that's just running off the spot market with just a dispatcher. You might not make the best amount of money, and in terms, you might feel like trucking is not worth it. If you're not out here making money, what are you out here doing? Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. I can't complain. You must have got hot. So you must have got hot. You came out that jacket.
Yeah, it feels kind of good tonight. And the cold keeps me awake.
Yeah.
There you go, sir.
All right. Yeah. So wrong gear. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, man. That's my rant for today. Be careful who y'all watch, man. Y'all gotta stop idolizing these YouTubers, man. They're just regular people who decide to turn the camera on and say, "Hey, let me tell you about what I'm going through. Let me try to push you in the right direction." Um, they're just regular people, man. And these guys that's saying, "Man, trucking is bad right now. Don't get in it." Man, if you set a plan in place and you've done your research and you feel like it's gonna work for you, go for it. If you're gonna be part of cash truck gang, I mean, hey, you really don't have anything to lose, especially if you're paying cash. You own the truck outright. Anything worst come to worst, man, park the motherfucker and go back and be a company driver. Go back and be a 1099, or go back and lease a truck, or whatever you feel like you need to do. All I'm saying is just make sure you use your head And don't overpay for a truck, man. So let me end it with this. If I'm gonna buy a Century Class or a Columbia, I'm not spending no more than 20,000 on it. If I'm just naming like the basic trucks. If I'm gonna buy like a Volvo 670, let's say from 2004 to 2010, I'm not spending no more than like 25 on it. If I'm gonna buy a classic like my truck, I'm not spending no more than about 35 for it. If I'm gonna get a 379 or a W9 hood truck, I'm not spending no more than let's say 60K on that. And you gotta remember these are cash numbers, so you gotta take into play. There's a lot of money to be thrown around on a piece of equipment for somebody to say, well, I'm selling my truck for let's say $50,000, and oh yeah, I just missed that damn gear. I'm selling my truck for $50,000 for you to go out here and work for pennies. Mind you, you still got to maintain this truck. And a lot of guys, I'm gonna have to make another video on that. You still got to maintain that truck. I mean, this truck has been overhauled, man, and I just haven't had any issues with it since it's been overhauled. That's just my luck, but I baby my truck. So those are my numbers on trucks, man. Like let's say for example a T680, well not T680, T660. Probably wouldn't spend no more than like 35 for a T660. Kentworth T600 wouldn't spend no more than like 25 for one of those. Like these are numbers in my opinion of what these trucks are worth. Somebody might come and say, oh well, it depends on the engine inside the truck. I mean, hey, if you say so. But I mean, as far as for me, those are my numbers, man. A Cascadia. If I'm buying a Cascadia right now, I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't spend no more than like 30, maybe 25 to 30K, just depending on the mileage, and if it's automatic or manual. So, all I can tell you, man, do your research. Do your research. Don't let people discourage you on getting into this industry, because if you're gonna come in doing something that's specialized, you're gonna have a head start over the guys that's doing just drive-in or regular reefer. You have options out there. Don't let anybody tell you don't. Hey, if you have any questions or concerns, drop it in the comment section below. If you want to get in contact with me, you can send me an email at truckingwithbigdaddy@gmail.com. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll catch y'all in the next one.